Well, the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs says it's dismayed at the state of affairs at the Lebombo Port of entry. It borders South Africa's neighbour, Mozambique. The Home Affairs Director General says they're now working with the SANDF to tackle illegal crossings. eNCA's Aviwe Mtila is at Lebombo. Aviwe, good morning to you. Now, of course, this is a second day that we are having this conversation with you at the Lebombo Border Post. What do you see there?
Certainly the Oversight Committee on, Portfolio Committee, beg your pardon, in Home Affairs did an oversight visit themselves with a number of concerns picked up inside the Lebombo Border Post. One of them was the number of South Africans that are just waiting there to get COVID-19 tests. They spent over a night there, and you'd understand that that test only takes a minute to conduct, and you're supposed to get your results within 15 minutes. So they didn't understand the delays in that. Another issue was just around the number of Mozambicans that are lurking around inside there. They weren't stopped at the first point of entry that they're supposed to be stopped in, turned back because of the current lockdown of the border itself. Another concern was just the lack of social distancing that we saw ourselves there, people clustered up next to each other, some of them not even wearing masks. But the issue of the one-stop border control was also risen there by the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs, saying that it's been ongoing for a number of years and it needs to be implemented already. But the key issue, Tumelo, is the one that we spoke about yesterday, the one that we saw for ourselves. I said that at least 80 immigrants were seen going into South Africa illegally within a space of 5 minutes. Some of that we saw ourselves in the insert that we want you just to take a look at now.
5 kilometers away from the Lebombo Border Post, where there are stringent measures, the border is being closed down, but not far from there, Mozambicans are using illegal routes to come through, and I am joined by some of them just to tell us exactly how they do it. Thank you for joining us at eNCA, but how did you get here, and how difficult is it to cross from Mozambique to South Africa?
It's too much difficult. If you don't have passport. Yeah, it's too much difficult.
This route that you come through now, tell us more about it. How long did it take you to come here? Or kukunzima okanye kulula?
Yeah, akukho kanzima, kunzima khona. Kunzima. Start maybe 30 minutes to sifika.
Ngifuna ukuthengisa la ibhizinisi ngikhona ukusebenzela abantwana bami bakhona ukubadla baye esikolweni.
Oh, uhlala lana South Africa or uhlala eMozambique?
Ngihlala khona lana.
Oh, okay. Then awuna passport yebungena?
Nginayo passport mara manje bali passport angeke bayishaya lapha egedini. Ngile ndlela iyenze ukuthi ngingena ngemadouble lapho.
Okay.
The Director General of Home Affairs says it's difficult to quantify just how many Mozambicans enter the country illegally.
Well, it's a concern. We are concerned that despite us communicating this message over and over, that only people with the required documentation that are legal in terms of our laws with regards to immigration laws are allowed into the Republic. We're still seeing a noticeable, as we saw in some of your reports this morning, the number of people that are still coming through the Republic using unauthorized areas that are not designated as ports of entry.
Makode says for the first time, the South African National Defence Force and Home Affairs are patrolling the borders together, but the Mozambicans keep coming.
Just within 5 minutes, we saw at least 80 Mozambicans making their way in and out of this area. I am Aviwe Mtila, 5 kilometers away from Lebombo Border Post.
Aviwe, I mean, just before I let you go then, the Home Affairs, Director General says they're now working with the SANDF, obviously to tackle illegal crossings. But exactly, did they paint a picture or give clear mandate as to how they will do this?
Well, they have in the main street a roadblock there, checking in the cars coming in, and they try to patrol just inside those bushy areas. But in speaking to some of them, they'll tell you that it's a maze, essentially. The route that you saw is just 1 out of 1,000. So you can only imagine the influx of Mozambicans making it in. While they do nab about 160 Mozambicans trying to go into South Africa per day, at least 1,000 more make it in illegally. There's not only that route that you saw, there's also the Mbuzini area where it's a free flow of undocumented Mozambicans just making their way into South Africa. So it is a real concern, a concern that talks to how loose the borders are.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, Aviwe Mtila.